This is Choice News Now.
Time now for the business profile.
My name is Craig Herman. I'm an aeromedical flight coordination specialist, an emergency medical services educator, and emergency services care provider. What I do for a living basically is to coordinate air ambulance transfers and medical flight escorts throughout the Caribbean region and within the U.S. As an EMS educator, I introduced emergency medical services training to the island using, from the international standpoint, introducing international standard type training to persons interested or within the emergency services on island. And when I'm not doing that, I work for the government of St. Lucia, Ministry of Health, attached to the emergency room. I handle a lot of the critical patients who need to be airlifted or transferred from one medical facility to the next. This particular business interest started after a loss of my father, actually, in a situation where it took about 25 minutes for him to get an ambulance. He had a seizure, and that is actually what springboarded my going off to study this particular area. And while out studying, I decided, well, we don't have anybody trained to introduce this type of training. I might as well get myself qualified to teach it and bring it back home. I did that, and I returned in 1999, and having done so, I decided to approach the Small Enterprise Development Unit with regards to the implementation of this particular project, with the view of introducing or increasing local capacity in our emergency medical services, which is still not at the level that it should be on the international front. So that is actually what springboarded, the business project, and it has grown from just the providing of training services for emergency medical technicians to the introduction of our remote emergency alert notification system or service, which is going to be our landmark project. Our greatest achievement really was the introduction of advanced standards when it comes to the emergency services on island, as far as the training is concerned. And I say that because most of our graduate students have been able to leave St. Lucia, having come through the training program and pursue their clinical internships and externships in places such as Florida, with the Florida Emergency Medical Services, the Westchester Health System, where they are accommodated for the Good Fellowship Ambulance and Paramedic Institute. So I've been able to see a lot of the product from the training programs find themselves on the international front. And I think that's probably one of my greatest achievements, I must admit. Yeah. This particular area of businesses, don't expect to get rich overnight. That is the first thing I will advise them. It is a very gratifying area of work in that you get your rewards out of seeing the people that you've helped, their lives flourish, while, from it being in danger at some point. You would want to remain focused. And if you have a dream of pursuing something, I would also advise them, no matter what hurdles you encounter, remain focused on the end prize. That is where the greatest satisfaction comes in. And your rewards will eventually follow. But it is going to take a lot of hard work, a lot of effort, a lot of commitment. And of course, you're going to be discouraged a lot along the way. The challenge is to overcome those difficulties.